Hello guys and welcome to the second game of today between the Puddings and the Puffs. This is gonna be their first game back from the halftime or half season break, and as you guys know, with the mid-season we do have some trades we saw earlier today with the other two teams, but this team, they made some interesting trades as well. So starting from Team Pudding, we got Yen and Dawn being a new face coming in from Team Pop Tarts, joining Team Pudding now, and that trade was for Mega Reaper. Followed with Doggo, Toby, their team captain, and Kudons. Kudons playing the Omen today, which is new right off the bat. This is his first game where he's not going with the duelist role. And on the other side, we got Geo returning, Sidon as a substitute for Team Puff today. Puff himself, Kunai, and their newest member, Orums. Now let's see what Orums is gonna play here. Orums has come from Team Pocky, and back then he used to play a lot of the supporting role. He does play his Jet a couple of times as well, so he's a support slash duelist, but in this case it looks like today he is going to be going for the Sova, challenging Mega Reaper as, you know, being the only Sova main. Right off the bat, I don't really see anything too weird with the agent select besides Kudan being on the Omen, but it kind of makes sense because Don came in being the duelist player, and that's something that he's always been known for. That's something that he's been good at and what he's been doing for Team Pop Tart. So it looks like the reason why Team Puddings brought Don into their team was because they wanted that kind of duelist power as well. But question is, how effective will Kudons be? Now, KDA wise, Kudons does have the highest KDA out of everyone from Team Pudding, and he is one of their best players. So to see him on the support role is definitely something that's going to be different, and I think the team dynamics here that we're gonna see today is going to be different than the previous version of Team Pudding. One interesting thing is that out of the 4 teams, they're the only one to get 2 new players instead of 1. And so seeing these 2 new players play together with the team is going to be interesting, because essentially almost half of Team Pudding are filled with different people. So it looks like starting off, Team Pudding does have quick control of mid. Kunai will be holding the market position. Oh, and they don't check him out. So it looks like Kunai will not be able to get the pick though, even though they weren't expecting him. It looks like Don was ready, sharp, and ready to go, carrying his team off to a good start. Kudans manages to get 1 pick in the middle, but gets overwhelmed by Puff coming behind him. But just like that, Team Pudding will have site control and they will have the plant down. Now Don will be holding CT and he will be encountering Sidon soon, but it looks like Sidon will get the better of him. But the rest of Team Puff is going to be low though. Puff manages to get another kill and another with 3 for his total in this round. Doggo with his infamous lineups will prevent or slow down the plant, at least for a while, but is it going to arrive on time? It looks like he missed here, so Orms will get the defused, even though Doggo manages to get the kill there. And this is the other man in question right here, Orums, who's been traded to Team Puff. Now, Orums has always been known to be one of the better fraggers that we have in our league, but it seems like Team Pocky usually use him as a support, and it looks like today he is going to be on the supporting role as well. Now, Orums on the support has not really been too convincing to me. I feel like he is usually best in a duelist role, and so we have to see how he does here. Now, the trade was for Para, and so they lost that premier Omen player, which Para is known for, but Orums does have more flexibility, and I feel like overall mechanical skill Orums does have the advantage here. Question is, how is he going to pair with the likes of Geo and Kunai? It looks like so far Team Puff is doing pretty well though with their defense, even though they gave up a site pretty much for free. Now, even though this is a 4v5 and Team Puff have the superior weaponry, this is still looking very, very doable for Team Pudding here to bring this all the way back. Now Puff is going to be leading the charge. Will get slowed by that turret there, and it looks like Yen is not making it easy for Team Puff either, but Geo, aka Haley, manages to get 2 there, and Puff gets 1 as well. So now it's all just down to Doggo. Doggo will kill 1 with the snake bite, will get the headshot here as well with the Marshall, so suddenly this is looking very doable. But he doesn't have any more. Oh, he does have the snake bite, and the snake bite buys enough time and kills both Geo and Sidon. Oh my gosh. Initially, I thought he didn't have any more snake bite there, and he was just backing off, you know, to try to save the Marshall, but it looks like, you know, he's done one better, and he's just used the snake bite once again to perfection. And this is something that, you know, you have to be careful of whenever you go up against Team Pudding, because I feel like this is Team Pudding's secret arsenal right here, is how well they play the post plant. And so if you give up a site that freely, you're gonna have a very hard time retaking, especially into the likes of Killjoy and Viper. This is just a very hard thing to do. But one weakness with a Killjoy and a Viper is that they're not so good at giving sight, and so Team Puff has to use that to their advantage. But now, because they forced last round, they are forced to go for the save here. And even though this is Team Pudding's bonus round, it does look really good for them, and so we hope to see them take it here. Also, I want to remind all of you guys that Team Puff is currently on a 5-game win streak, and that's no small feat. Let's see if they can carry it out here. It looks like Team Pudding definitely has other plans, and they definitely want to end their losing streak here right now. I believe Team Pudding is currently on a 3-game losing streak, and that does not look good at all. So they definitely want to bring their scoreline to 3 and 4. But they still have a lot to do though if they want that scoreline. Now Don will push up here, but Kunai is holding this angle with the classic. Will get out. Puff manages to get one on Yen as well, and Orums picking off Doggo. So these pistols are coming out of nowhere, and this ambush tactic is just working so well. Toby also gets picked off, so now it's all just down to Kudans here. Now, if there's anyone that you want to clutch this, it's definitely Kudans, but question is, what can Kudans do? He has been spotted, they know exactly where he is, they're gonna all peek out together, and Sidon will close it out. The sub looks like we'll get the better of Team Pudding, and it's just, that was just confusing to me. The fact that somehow they let Team Puff get away with the classics, and you know, Team Puff is a team that is very, very strong, very explosive when they have guns, so the least you can do is punish them whenever you have the better guns. But even though this is, you know, a bonus round, and they still will be able to buy, or at least most of their members are still able to buy, this is not what you want to see at all. And if you look at Team Puff now, they're on their bonus round, and their economy is suddenly looking really strong. Right now, Team Pudding is just going for the fast push, but they don't expect Geo here, and Geo pushes out, gets 1, gets 2 before being traded by Doggo, but that's the spike down, so it will buy some time for Team Puff for the rotate. Now, it looks like Team Pudding will get the plant down, but will Doggo be able to get to his position? The answer is yes. It looks like he's not going to his main default area. Sidon will get picked off, but traded by Orums. So Orums will bring this back down to a 2v2. Yen picks one off, and Orums runs out of bullet at the most unfortunate time, but will still be able to pick off Yen. So now it's all just down to Kudans on his own with only a pistol right here. Let's see what he can do with this ghost. Now Kudans will buy a lot of time, and with that headshot, Kudans will clutch it for his team. So what looked good for Team Puff looks like it's going back to Team Pudding, and these two teams have just been able to clutch out you know, eco rounds, and I've been really impressed with the way they play. Of course, Team Puff does not have their tier 3 playing today, and so having Sidon in the mix would mean that Team Puff will be weaker because they don't have that synergy, but I think having Geo back in the lineup definitely more than compensates it. And if you guys are just watching CVL rather for the first time, you guys definitely would know that Gio and Kunai are household names, and they are probably the most famous duo that we have in this league. And the fact that they're playing together again after not being together for quite a while means that this is a Puff team that is once again looking very, very scary. But that being said, it looks like Team Pudding's attempt to push out towards tree has been halted. Kunai with a very nice crisp headshot with the sheriff. So it looks like the team that is having the eco round is the team that is winning this, which is very, very weird to say. Now Gio managed to pick off that one as well with the run it back, and Gio will close it out on Kudans with the 2 kills there, giving Team Puff the lead once again. And so far, we haven't had a full buy round yet from both teams. It seems like one team would be saving or going for a half buy, forced buy, and they just managed to clutch it out. But finally, it looks like we are finally going to have more or less a full buy. Of course, Team Pudding right now is hurt in their economy, but on the other side, Kunai decides to take out the op. So let's see if Team Puff can string 2 rounds together. It seems like neither team has been able to string 2 rounds together, but let's see if Team Pudding can return the favor by winning yet another eco round. Kudans will be pushing out here. Kunai will get an unfortunate miss right there, and Gio will be able to stop that. Gets 2. Question is, will Doggo be able to get anything? Kunai misses yet another one. Toby has been lit, and Gio with 3 kills there. Question is, what does Toby want to do right now? Toby will get picked off by Kunai as well. So now it's all just down to Kudans. Kudans manages to get 1, get 2. Okay. So even though he doesn't have Spike, he does have sight control, but it looks like it is soon taken away from Kunai. And so finally, Team Puff is the first team to string 2 rounds together. Of course, Ascent, I feel like the defenders have the advantage here, and so we do expect to see Team Puff coming out ahead in the half. Also, you know, with the whole synergy thing, even though Dawn and Yen are very talented and very good at what they do, not having practice for very long is definitely going to hurt them as well. Looks like Toby is late to the party, but she will rejoin with the team there. Puff is going to be holding the cubby here as he hears many footsteps towards A. Orms is going to be scouting it through. We'll see 1, but question is, what is he going to do here? It looks like he's just going to be sitting back in Gen, and he gets punished by Doggo. So it looks like so far Team Pudding's A push have been looking a lot better. But just like that, Gio picks off the Phoenix from Team Pudding, and Doggo sees Gio but will not be able to pick him off this time around. So it looks like he's just going to be backing off. Will he get through? And the answer is yes. Toby gets 1 before getting traded by Sidon. So now it's down to a 3v3. Make that a 3v1 as Kunai and Puff picks 2 more members off. So now it's all just down to Doggo, but they know exactly where Doggo is. Doggo will get 1, but he won't get any more than that. So despite that good kill there with the snake bite, it looks like Team Puff will get 3 rounds in a row, bringing their total to 5 in this half. And yeah, this is the Team Puff that we expect to see. Right, Team Cream Puff, there is a reason why they have a 5-game win streak, and it looks like adding Orms just made them even stronger. Even though Orms haven't really done much in terms of fragging, he definitely has provided a lot with his information, and having Sidon on the Sage here will just mean that you know, the carries of Team Puff will live longer, and so far it looks like it's been paying off for them. But this is not to discount Team Pudding at all. Team Pudding definitely knows what they're doing, and I think they're going to be a lot stronger on defense. That's something that they've always been known for, but Kunai's aggression was unchallenged this time around, and it looks like Team Pudding was not ready for that at all. Gio wants to push forward and challenge. It looks like Kunai is the one that's going to be able to pick it off before getting traded by Toby. Gio is pushing forward again though, and Toby gets hit with an amazing shock dart. Will get tagged to very low. And now this is just gonna be a bloodbath right here as Orms gets 2. Kudans manages to get 1 though, and it seems like Kudans is the only one that's playing, as well as Doggo from Team Pudding. The rest of the team definitely needs to pick it up. Kudans will get a free A site, so at least he'll get plant money for his team, but question is, will he be able to clutch this one out? He is going to pop his ult, which is interesting, because now with this plant, I think the rest of the team will know exactly where he is, and question is, will he expect Geo coming in from the back? He does hear Geo, so maybe he will be able to pick Geo off, but he does not expect Orms coming in from the back. So Orms with this round getting 3k there, proving his worth to the team. And you know, the fact that Kunai doesn't even have to pop off for this team Puff to look so dominant is just a good sign for them. And I feel like we have seen an evolution with this team, because in the beginning of the season, one thing that I always say about Team Puff is that they need Geo and Kunai to step it up in order for them to win. When Geo and Kunai are not performing, then the team is not doing much either. But right now, you see like Puff, Orms is just performing absolutely phenomenally, and even though yes, Geo is still leading the charge, the rest of the team is performing. And for Sidon to get 4 kills as well, going positive, only dying 2 times as the Sage, that's a very impressive performance for a substitute. Now Puff manages to punish Doggo for his aggression, and on the other side, Geo gets Toby as well. So Geo's run it back has been very effective, and Kunai manages to get yet another one on Puff, or on Dawn rather. And Puff got picked off, but this is still a 2v4 here. Question is, what do they want to do? Kudans does have control over mid, but will lose that to Geo. Geo is just absolutely unstoppable right now, and I feel like Team Pudding has not figured out how to deal with this combo between Geo and Kunai, and Geo will close it out with 5k there. And yeah, right now the game is starting to run away from Team Pudding. What looked good for them at the start, it looks like right now Team Puff has gone into the groove and have figured out the way Team Pudding likes to play. Now, of course, it's not very black and white, but I'd say Team Pocky and Team Puff are more on the chaotic side, whereas Team Pudding and Team Pop-Tarts are more on the structured side. And while both comps have pros and cons to them, I think the team that likes to play more chaotically, more freely, is harder to predict. It's harder to figure out, you know, what to do against them, how to counter them. And I feel like this is something that Team Pudding has to incorporate into their playstyle a little bit. Right now, it seems like, you know, with our league, the meta is to have a more loose playstyle, but just as I say that, Orms and Puff will both get punished by Kudans here. Kudans with a very great paranoia, and he will get the plant down here. So this A site is Team Pudding's beacon of hope. It's been working out really well for them, and one thing that Team Pudding definitely knows how to do is how to play the post plant. Yen manages to pick off Sidon there, so now it's down to a 2v5, but the 2 alive unfortunately is Geo and Kunai, and these 2 can be awfully scary even with the time crunch. Geo unfortunately with the whiff there though, and Kunai, even though he manages to bring down Yen, Kudans will close out with 3 kills. So Kudan, despite playing the Omen, he still manages to entry fry for this team, and that's something that is very crucial. Now, do I like this you know, Omen from Kudans? I'm not too sure yet. I still do think that he is more impactful on the Jet, on the Reyna, but let's see if they can come back from this. Now, if they can bring this to a 7-5 half, then I will start to believe again, because I do think that, you know, the structured playstyle is better for when they're on the defensive side. Right now, Kunai is going to be pushing through, will get control over mid. Question is, does Doggo want to go aggressive here? Ooh, Dawn with the op will miss there, so it allows Kunai to get more control over mid, and that jump is so smart because Dawn was not expecting that at all. But on the other side, Kudans manages to pick that off. will get punished by Orms though for his over-aggression, so now it's down to a 3v3. But once again, Team Puff will be on the retake. Kunai this time around will clear Doggo. We will not see a lineup this time around, but Yen has other ideas. Traded out by Sidon though, and Toby will die to Orms' ult, so Sidon will get the defuse here, and Team Puff will get their 8th round in the half. So far, an amazing performance by their defensive half, and I'm really liking what this Team Puff is bringing coming back from the break. It looks like they've continued, steamrolling through the league pretty much, and I think if teams want to have a chance against this team, they definitely have to do their homework. They definitely have to, they definitely have to think about how they can play against Geo, against Kunai. And, of course, this is easier said than done, but the last thing they want is to fight Geo and Kunai head on. With Team Puff, their Achilles heel is definitely the rest of the players. Okay, Achilles heel is maybe a little bit too harsh because Orms and Puff is performing really well. That's a good pick from Doggo, but they definitely want to force Geo and Kunai to retake all the time. Now finally, Team Pudding will regain control over mid, and with the flank there, it looks like Kudon's just freed up the A site for the team. Don manages to pick off Sidon in mid as well with his run it back, but Doggo gets shot from the back. Don will get punished by Geo as well. Geo with that inhumane reaction pretty much, with that flick. Just absolutely disgusting. Question is, will he be able to get this 1v3? He will pick off Yen here. Can he break the door? I think yes, he will be able to. This is still looking very doable for him. So to run it back, only manages to get 1 kill here. Kudans knows exactly where Geo will be coming from. He is going to be peeking, and he will be able to close it out. So Team Pudding will go on to the next half with 4 rounds in the bag. And this is definitely looking very doable. This is the side that they are more comfortable with. And, they have been... I have called them the wall before, and while they definitely look more vulnerable nowadays, this does not mean that their defense is weak by any means. But on the other side, we do know that Team Puff is stronger on the attacking half as well, so it's going to be tough to see who's going to come out ahead here. But if you're Team Puff, you definitely feel confident here, having the 4-round lead going to the next half and knowing that you are the favorites to win this. Now Toby will be holding B site alone, as the rest of the team will stack towards mid and A, but Toby with the Killjoy utilities, that's more than enough to hold B site on her own, or at least stall for her team. Now the rest of the team is just going to be swarming through, but it looks like Toby will be punished early and she will be overwhelmed. Now Kunai wants to challenge Kudans, thinks better of it and just backing off. Doggo will be shut out of the market position, so by breaking this door they know exactly where he will be, and Kunai will get yet another one. Will not be able to pick off Kudans though, but Kudans is going to be lit very, very low, and it looks like Yen, after getting 1 kill, will not get much more. So now it's all just down to the new member. Don here will get 1, but Orms will close it out, and Puff wins the pistol round, and that's huge because they can now pull away, assuming they don't lose this round like they did in the previous half. With Team Pudding, they will secure themselves at least double digit, and that will make the rest of this game go a lot smoother. But if you're Team Pudding and if you can bring this round in your favor, then it's going to make the comeback a whole lot easier. Let's see what they can do here. Doggo decided to force, and it looks like Kudans is going to go with the ghost as well. Toby this time around will be moving over towards the A site, and Kudans will, or Kunai rather, will be pushing through, will get 1, but Doggo will trade it out, which is traded out by Geo as well. So far both of these teams, and all teams for that matter, are really good at trading for one another. Geo spots Kudans there, but it looks like Kudans will get away with his life. Question is, will he get away with anything else? And right now it's looking unlikely, as the combination of the door and the wall will stop Team Pudding from pushing through. Kudans gets spotted by Kunai, decides to go back up to heaven. Question is, do they still want to go for this? Ooh, somehow it looks like Haley, aka Geo, got tagged there, but despite that, it looks like he will be able to finish it off, getting that 2 kills there. So now Team Puff will have the 10th round secure, and now they just need 3 more rounds. And with Doggo forcing there on the last round, it looks like Team Pudding will yet still be able to full buy here. So Team Puff is just looking really good. Now, if you're Team Pudding, you definitely don't want to force here, because if they don't have the economy to go to the next round, they're almost guaranteed to give Team Puff the 12th round, which is something that you definitely don't want to do, especially when you only have 4 rounds secured. Now, Geo and Kunai will lead the charge. I do like what Kunai is doing here, going towards the right side, and just like that, Kunai manages to get 2. Geo gets 1, sees Kudan push out, and Geo manages to get another one. So just like that, it's all just down to Doggo, and Doggo will get overwhelmed, and Geo and Kunai just making absolute work out of this attack round here. And Team Pudding, it looks like they have no answer to this aggression. The speed at which Team Puff attacks is something that they have been known for, and you know, to have Kunai just charge in like that fearlessly, I feel like Team Pudding is giving up too much map control, especially near sight. I do want them to, you know, try to control it better, try to hold a more aggressive angle without being too aggressive and getting punished. Now Doggo will push through. It looks like Kudans is the one that's going to get it though, and Doggo manages to get 2 out of nowhere. So that's exactly what I was talking about. That's exactly what Team Pudding needs if they want to get back into this. Now Orms will be pushed through, will get picked off by Doggo. So Doggo with 3 there. Now Kunai in this corner though, very sneaky, and Team Pudding have no idea where he is at all. Now Kunai will be able to get 1. Will he get any more though? He does have spike control, and he does still have his ult. Will he be able to get any more? Oh, Toby spots him, so Toby will shut him down, and finally Team Pudding will take a round in this half, and that's definitely a very good strat, but I'm not sure if I'm convinced if that's the way to beat this Puff team exactly. Sure, they got caught out in the aggression, but I don't think they're going to fall for it again. But one thing that I do want to see Team Pudding do more though is mixing it up. I feel like going for the aggression there after playing so passive in the first 3 rounds in the half definitely is the right play, because it did catch Team Puff off guard. Let's see if they can have the same success here defending the B sites. Of course, with the B site, they have a Sentinel and a healer, a support here, so I don't think they can go as aggressive as Doggo and Kudans. But it looks like Doggo will be able to pick off Puff, so now Doggo is suddenly on the flank here. And now with Haley or Geo standing on that grenade, he will be tagged to really low. And even though Team Puff will have site control, it looks like Team Pudding comes out ahead of that trade with the man advantage here. Don will be able to pick off Geo, so now he'll pop run it back, and question is, will he be able to get 2 more? He gets he won't be able to get Orms there, but he got Kudans on his back, and Don will be able to close off Sidon. And so Team Pudding will secure 2 rounds, and this is going to be their first time stringing 2 rounds together in this game. And suddenly it looks like Team Puff will not have enough money going into this round right here, as well, they still can buy for each other, so this is not looking too bad. But if Team Pudding can get this round, not only will they have a good economy going into the next, they will break Team Puff's bank finally. And so hopefully they can do the same now. Team Puff definitely has nothing to worry about yet. They still have a lot of rounds to play with. But yeah, I'm glad to see that Team Pudding is able to put up a fight against this Team Puff's aggression. And if you're Team Puff, you might want to reconsider your strategy here. Let's see if they want to go aggressive again. And it looks like this time around they are going to be a little bit more methodical in their push. But just as I say that, Geo is going to be pushing through. Kunai manages to get one. Sidon gets one on Doggo. So just like that, Team Puff is just absolutely relentless, getting control over A site really quickly. And Kunai will be able to get one more before falling. Dawn manages to pick off Geo. So this is definitely still doable. Toby is going to be spraying through. Will not find Sidon in hell. Now let's see if Dawn can get anything here. Dawn is going to be pushing through, but it looks like Orms will get the better of him. Sidon will resurrect Geo, and with Puff closing it out on Toby, Team Puff will secure themselves their 12th round, and suddenly this is looking very grim for Team Pudding. And if they want to bring this back, they're going to have to go perfect from here. And yeah, if you're Team Puff, you don't need to change the playbook at all. Whatever they're doing is working. This aggression, this really aggressive play is something that no team has been able to solve yet. They've only lost their first ever game in the CVL to the Puddings, and then after that they've gone perfect, and it looks like today they're planning to increase their streak all the way to 6 games in a row. Now Toby will try to repel this by popping the ults. Question is, will she be able to get anything here? The lockdown is destroyed as they just spray through. Kunai will dash through, will pick off Toby, and Kudans get picked off by Sidon as well before traded by Doggo. But Doggo on the flank will be able to get 2, will get Puff as well. Now suddenly, you know, what looked grim for Team Pudding, it looks like it has been working for them. Doggo with the flank there, making a big difference to this Pudding team, and looks like he will single-handedly win this round for Team Pudding unless Geo can go absolutely nuts here, which he has been known to do. Now Geo will slowly look for Doggo. Question is he going to find anything? And with this decay, it's going to be very hard. Doggo will get the 4th round, and fourth kill in this round, and 7th round for his team. You definitely want to see that again from Doggo, but I think Team Puff will not fall for that anymore. I do think that Team Puff is the type of team that will watch their back. I feel like that round they got a little bit too confident there, and that's why they weren't looking behind them, which allowed Doggo to go for that flank. But let's see if Doggo can pull off another magic trick. Let's see if he has anything else up his sleeves. Orms this time around will be scouting it through. But on the other side, it looks like Kunai is going for the fast tree take. Let's see if he can get anything now. Yen, with a good use of his ult there, will notify Team Pudding that there are some around mid. Dawn manages to get a crisp headshot there on Kunai. Yen will get shut down. Sorry, Puff rather will get shut down by Yen. So Team Puff will have to do a 3v5, make that a 3v4 rather, as Geo and Orms gets one each. Doggo with yet another though, so now it's all just down to Sidon and Orms. Let's see what they can do here. Sidon gets picked off, now it's all just down to Orms. Orms will be able to pick one off on Yen, who gets 2. Ooh, that looked really scary there, but it looks like Doggo wants to keep playing, bringing his team to 8 rounds. They still have 4 more rounds to go, but this is a slow comeback that I'm starting to believe in. I mean, they got 4 out of the last 5 rounds, and I feel like Doggo along with Kudans have been playing absolutely phenomenally, and Toby and Dawn is just starting to step it up. So we hope to see them do the same thing again. And if you're Team Puff, you gotta ask yourself, do you still want to go for this aggressive play? And if you are going for this aggressive play, like, then they need to be a little bit more coordinated. They have to push all together like they have been doing, like they have been finding success with. Looks like this time around Kudans will slow them down with the Omen smoke combined with the Viper wall here, and looks like Geo this time around will not find anything with his run it back. Dawn on the other hand will get 1, will get 2 with the blind there as Geo trades it out. So now Team Pudding will be up in a 4v3, and they will just shut down the A site from Team Puff. Kudans wants to push ahead here. Question is he going to aggressive? Because the last thing that he wants to do is give up this man advantage. And Team Pudding is the team on defense here, so they don't have to make unnecessary aggressive plays. But this is such a good spot. Will Gio check this? Will Gio be ready for this? It looks like he has no intentions of checking it. Kudans will peek through. Kudans will get him, but will be traded by Orms. So now Orms inside in once again in a 2v3. Let's see if they will be able to clutch it out. Yen manages to get one, traded by Orms, and Orms in a 1v2. Let's see what he can do for his new team here. Now, Orms has clutched many rounds for Team Pocky. Let's see if he can do the same for Team Puff. Let's see why Team Puff chose to trade for him in the first place. Now, Orms will be pushing through with 11 seconds. I'm not sure what he can do here. Question is, does he want to save or does he want to go for it? He is going to shoot through, so Team Pudding knows exactly what's going on. That's a very good bait there by Doggo, and Toby closes it out, bringing Team Pudding to 9 rounds. Ladies and gentlemen, this is getting really interesting now because are they able to clutch 3 more rounds? Like, so far, I feel like Doggo and Dawn have just been absolutely popping off, and they've been, you know, winning rounds single-handedly. But I feel like Team Puff still has the coordination advantage. So let's see what they can do here. Oh no, this is going to be really tough for Toby to hold on his own. Looks like they are going to be rushing, and Toby is going to be on site alone. Finally, Yen coming towards market to provide support, but Dawn pushing out will not get anything besides information with the run it back, and Kunai pushing through, managing to pick off Dawn, but Toby on the other side holding the anchor down, manages to get 2 before falling to Kunai. So now it's down to a 3v3. Team Puff will have the plant though. Let's see if they're going to pick off Kunai. Yen with a very good peek there, and Doggo manages to catch that off before Gio trades him out. So now Gio is down in a 1v2. He is low. Let's see what he can do here. Now, Gio will be able to pick off Kudans, but Yen will get the better of him. And now Team Pudding bringing it to a 10 round. Man, and with that, Team Puff is broken. So or economy rather, is broken. Hopefully their mentality is not, but Team Puff will have to decide here whether they want to go for a force and risk giving up the 12th round, or do they want to save. But man, this game I thought was gonna be a blowout. This was once a 11-5 scoreline. Team Pudding having bringing it back in a very incredible fashion here. Of course, they still have 2 more rounds, and this is still far from over. This is, you know, before we believe in the overtime, in the comeback, we have to see Team Pudding bring more to the table. But I'm really impressed with what they've been able to do so far. Now, Yen just providing a lot of information for his team. Haley is going to be pushing out first. Gio will not find anything with a run it back. Toby being very smart in staying back, but just like that, Haley and Kunai will open up the site. Dawn on the flank will get punished. So now, finally, it looks like the comeback will come to a halt here. But of course, 2 members of Team Puff will not have weaponry. Kudans will be able to get one, and Kudans and Doggo are both still alive, so this is still looking very possible. But Gio picking off Kudans and Doggo will close out the game. GG's to Team Puff. A very impressive performance by them, and they will extend their winning streak to 6 games.